Welcome back, students, with another video. We are going to study the third model. So let's study about the motivation in consumer behavior. So let's begin with this. So if you look at basics of motivation, so people are motivated by many things, some positive, others are not, might be negative. So some motivating factor can move people only a short time, like hunger, which will last only until you are fed. If you're, it's in lunchtime, if you are feeling hungry, so that has created, the hunger has created a motivation to have something. So once you eat something or have something, so that motivation will be the shorter period of time. So others can drive a person onward for years. For example, you want to purchase an Audi, so that motivation, then you have to work hard to earn more money to get that particular purchase that car. So motivation is the driving force within individuals that impels them to action. So this is the textbook definition. So we say that motivation is a driving force within individuals that impels them to action. So motivation is the activation, or we can say energization, of goal-oriented behavior. Motivation may be intrinsic or even extrinsic also. The term is generally used for humans, but theoretically, it can also be used to describe the cause for animal behavior as well. So if you purchase anything, so there will be some motivation which comes to your mind, and that will lead to purchase some product. So motivation basically we call as a driving force, so which make you to uh, understand the need, and which motivates you to purchase particular products or services. So according to various theories, the motivation may be rooted in the basic need to minimize physical pain and maximize the pleasure. So, or it may include specific needs such as eating and resting, or a desired object, hobby, goal, state of being, ideal, or it may be attributed to less apparent reasons such as altruism, morality, or avoiding morality. So, if we will study about Maslow's need of hierarchy theory also, that we have already discussed in last semester, but we will understand how this motivation goes on increase and increase. Once the one need is satisfied, so man will go for the another creation of the level of the need. So moving further, so what exactly the needs? So needs are the essence of the marketing concept. So marketers do not create needs, but can make consumers aware of needs. If you look at example, so every day we are aware that now the winter season is about to come. So before winter season is about to come, so suddenly the marketer starts marketing for the products like cold cream, moisturizing cream, some oil industry will come as a heat oil for the especially the cold. They will communicate you that these needs can be fulfilled by us. They are not creating, but they are making aware that you have these needs in this particular period of time. So a need is something that is necessary for humans to live a healthy life. Obviously, every human should come to know that what is the need, and that has to be fulfilled to be a healthy person. So needs are distinguished from wants because a deficiency would cause a clear negative outcome such as dysfunction or death also. So wants are different, needs are different, and demands are different, or desire are different. So needs can be objective and physical, such as food and water. So that is basic, or they can be subjective and psychological, such as need for self-esteem. So people should know me. I should come up with. I should start a college. I should start some charity activity. So self-esteem things start coming up. So on a societal level, needs are sometimes controversial, such as the need for the nationalized healthcare system. That is very tough. Understanding needs and wants is an issue in the fields of politics, social science, and philosophy. So that is somewhat very difficult to understand. Now coming to the type of needs, we have two types of needs. One is innate needs and acquired needs. So innate needs, that is we can call it as a biogenic or psychological, physiological need that are considered primary needs or motives. So that we need food, clothing, shelter. So these are biogenic needs, love and affection. So acquired needs these learned in response to our culture or environment where we are living are generally physiological and considered secondary needs. So wherever we, in whichever culture we are living in, so we acquire from it and we follow that particular need creation. Now moving further, goals. So we have seen the motivation lead to set goals and need. So goal or objective is a projected state of affairs that a person or a system plans or intends to achieve. A personal or organizational desired endpoint in some sort of assumed development. So everyone in life has a goal. They set some goals. And same thing happened with the consumer behavior also. Consumers set a goals that I should purchase this. Sometimes if you see the financial products are advertised in a way that so you want to purchase a home, that is your dream and your goal, so we can make it easy, so we provide you loans, you can construct your home. So that particular advertisement will help you to achieve your goal. So there are two types of goals: generic goals and product specific goals. So generic goals are these general categories of goals that consumers see as a way to fulfill their needs. For example, I need a car. So car is a generic goal. So if I want to travel, continuous travel, family, I'm taking out continuously, I have to move. Then car, any car can be used. But when it comes to product specific goals, especially branded products or services that consumers select as their goal. So in first generic, if I say car, I just want a car, then any car I can purchase with the budgeted one. But when it comes to product specific goals, then I want Audi, Mercedes Benz, Mercedes Benz, anything which is product specific goal. So moving to the how a person select the goals. Goal selected on the following 4 points. The first one is a personal experience of the consumer, through which he has gone in his personal life. Next comes the physical capacity of the person. On that basis, he select the goal. So prevailing culture, norms, and values, which he has to see, and he can take it. So everywhere culture matters a lot, values matters, norms matters. So according to that, the selection of the goal happens. Next is the goals accessibility in the physical and social environment. So one is a physical and social environment. So it should be accessible. So these are the four situations in on what basis the goal selection is done by the consumer. Now moving to next is a positive and negative motivation. So every human being, either he is positively motivated or negatively motivated. So positive motivation, obviously, it's a response which includes enjoyment and optimism about the task that you are involved in. Suppose you are made a head of the department, or you made the captain, or you made the team leader. So that is a positive motivation comes, which increase your enjoyment of the work and optimism in that particular work. So same thing happens in products also. So positively, if you are motivated towards something, to fulfill that, you will start purchasing some goods and services. So for example, if you care about your health, you're positively motivated that I should take care of my health, then you can join some yoga courses. You can order some equipments from the gym online, or you can even go and purchase from brick and mortar store. Positive motivation induces people to do work in the best possible manner and to improve their performance. So under this, better facilities and rewards are provided for their better performance in the organization. If you see, such rewards and facility may be financial or non-financial also. So positively motivation always increase the enthusiasm. The same thing will be taken in consumer behavior. Once the consumer is positively motivated, then he will look for the products, or his behavior changes and his motivation comes. Now, coming to the negative motivations, it aims at controlling the negative efforts of the work and seeks to create a sense of fear for the worker, which he has to suffer for lack of good performance. So this all happens in organizations. So sometimes, for example, if a consumer is feeling that, so there will be a fear in future. I might get some sugar, I might get some health issues or accident. So that would create the fear. So because of that, to tackle that, he will purchase the insurance policies. So that negative motivation is leading him to purchase the products. So obviously, if you see at organization, it is based on the concept that if a worker fails in achieving the desired results, he should be punished. So that happens in Salesforce, that if your target is not achieved, so you will be punished. So negative motivation involves undertaking tasks because there will be undesirable outcomes. If you say failing a subject, if tasks are not completed. So these are some negative motivations happens. So both positive and negative motivation create desire in the, you can say create needs or lead to purchasing change in the consumer behavior of the consumer. So always behavior depends on sometimes negatively motivated or sometimes positively motivated. So both positive and negative motivation aims at inspiring the will of the people to work, but they differ in their approaches. So when it comes to consumer behavior, positive and negative motivation lead to purchase the product or services. So now coming to the rational versus emotional motives. Rationality implies that consumers select goals based on the total objective criteria. So it's based on objective. The consumers select the goals on the basis of objective. It might be a size, it might be a weight of the product, size of the product, price of the product, or miles per gallon. So this conscious logical reason for a purchase. So, for example, if you go there to a retail shop, there will be a toothpaste available for 40 rupees for suppose 50 gram, and for 60 rupees, 100 gram is available. So obviously, the customer will think rationally and he will purchase for 60 rupees because he can use it for longer time and can save 20 rupees also. So a motive that can be defended by reasoning or logical argument why you are purchasing. So next comes the emotional motives. It's imply the selection of goals according to personal or subjective criteria. So here what happens, feeling experienced by consumer through association with the product will come. It might be pride to, if I use this particular product, it will be a pride like using a Bullet, Enfield or Audi, and fear that also problems due to the fear the product selection changes. Then comes the status that matters a lot in the society. Whatever you are wearing, so which brand, which company, that matters a lot, and sometimes affections towards the brand also. So this we call emotional motives. Thank you. I hope you have enjoyed the session.